The Sandy Point Primary School is closed for the next 2 weeks pending the results of COVID-19 tests of some of the students of the school. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Long said Sunday at the NEOC briefing that the closure of the school was a result of the robust contact tracing being done in relation to the new cases detected in the country last week. She said the students who have been tested are required to self-quarantine at home along with their parents.
Because we identified some confirmed cases of COVID-19, and so today we had an extensive exercise of contact tracing and testing whereby students of relevant classes were tested. So their samples are being processed as we speak. And so that's in summary what took place at the school earlier today. And so in terms of the Ministry of Health's response, we continue our robust contact tracing exercise whereby we have identified confirmed cases of COVID-19, and so our public health team, we are highlighting and following up all the contacts of these cases within the school system and outside of the school system. So it's not just within the school system. All the contacts of the cases are being identified, evaluated, tested, and placed into quarantine for the incubation period. And so we will continue doing so going forward.
Dr. Law suggested there was no need to test the entire school at this point, as there are different levels of contact tracing being applied in this case.
Contact tracing is a scientific process whereby you begin with those contacts who had direct contact with the case or the confirmed case of COVID-19. And so in this case, we are starting with the first-year contacts, meaning the children. And so we test the children first, and if the result returns positive, then we go to the second level where we test parents, guardians, household.
Head of the COVID-19 Task Force, Abdia Samuel, outlined the approach being used regarding self-quarantine.
Those persons who have been asked to stay at home or quarantine, self-quarantine at home, we're going to have a two-pronged approach to monitoring and surveilling these individuals. One, there will be roll call, periodic roll call that will be done by the compliance officers. And two, there will be periodic visits by the compliance officers in collaboration with the police officers within that district to ensure that individuals who have been asked to quarantine at home or self-quarantine at home are at home. If you're not at home, you will risk having to be taken to a government-designated facility, and then the law will be applied to you. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Vincent Hodge, disclosed that the students, while in quarantine, will still be able to pursue their studies virtually.
We have already met with the persons in the Management Information Unit, the EMIS, and the Curriculum Development Unit, who will guide that. Now, we know that not every child may have a device, or every teacher for that matter, but some cell phones would be able to be used for this particular purpose. Teachers have had some training in online instruction as well as using Zoom. The ministry designated platform is Microsoft Teams. Teachers have had training, students have been exposed to this, and that is one of the schools where all the students are actually registered to be online with their passwords and so on. So we would activate that, that school's platform for them to be able to get some instruction.
As of Monday morning, there are 9 active cases of COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis, the last 2 being imported cases relating to case number 47. All active cases are in isolation. This brings the number to 54 of total positive cases in the Federation, 45 of which have fully recovered. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.